somebody that he would respect the response, and then he respected me. This is kind of really odd. It was like, it took me to get a little upset before I finally figured it out.
But that was effortful for you,
Yeah.
but it was effortless for him.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is very effortful for you. If you are explicit, to ask you to be indirect is the most challenging, taxing on your brain, is to switch, is to do the frame switching. That's why, Dennis, you are able to do that frame switching, and you may not even realize you're doing it because it's so effortless. Yes?
The same thing happened to me, or it's similar anyway. I had a developer working for me, and I don't remember what the topic was. We were on a big Skype call with about 10 people, but it got pretty heated, and there wasn't yelling, but I was speaking in this tone of voice because it absolutely had it.
Mm.
And then I slept on it for a night and went, I better call Daryl. And so I called the developer and I said, Daryl, that wasn't about you, that was about other stuff going on. I said, are you and I okay? And he's laughing at me right on the phone. It's like, he says, what do you mean am I okay? I'm okay. Right? So just completely different expectations about
Yeah.
what's normal.
Yeah, exactly. And so as you work with people from different culture, understand that they have a very different, like you're registering in their world differently than you probably are, especially if you are in your natural, like natural mode. Like what is comfortable for you? The thing is, what's comfortable for you, that's what's difficult to be cognizant of, because it's comfortable for you. You are unconsciously engaged in that same style. This calls upon you to have to be cognizant of, because sometimes what's comfortable for you is not what's going to be effective. What's going to be effective is for you to do something more challenging, more neurologically taxing for you. The key is that the more you do it, the more you embody it, and the more it becomes part of you. And that's like what you, Dennis, it just was, I'm sure at the beginning it was very difficult to adjust to the style of the hierarchy. But now you don't even, it doesn't faze you because it's like, well, of course it's what you do. I wouldn't even notice it until you point it out to me. Yeah.
I was going to say what's effective for me is a brick over the top of the head. Especially when my interdependent, implicit communicator wife is talking to me. And, but the funny thing is that I have to recognize is that I don't need to put that responsibility on her.
Yeah, yeah.
This helps me to understand a little bit more about how I communicate, and I can appreciate how she communicates.
Yeah, exactly. And the key, what this calls upon you to do, is to understand that you are capable of evolving, of adopting different styles, and that the more willing you are to adopt, the more effective you become. Where you develop this third way, it's between independent and independent, but it's more powerful because you incorporate an element of both. The key thing is to remember when you are not getting results, to stop and adjust. And that's what's hard for us, because when we're not getting results, we explain it as either I am incompetent or they are incompetent. But we don't consider that I think maybe I'm doing what's comfortable for me. So this calls upon you to do what's uncomfortable for you, because that most likely is the most effective way. Okay, I'm going to skip a couple of slides. They are in your workbook. But basically, it's just different things to think about when you are talking or when you're listening for cues about directness and indirectness. And if we have time, we can come back to them. I want to go to agreements and commitments. And so what we're doing now is we're going to go for another 7 minutes or so until lunch arrives, and then we'll stop. So we'll just keep going. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, with respect to lunch, he forgot to load our food. It needs to be 45 minutes from 2 minutes ago, so it's 43 minutes from now. That is an assertion. No, that's an interpretation. When it arrives, I will assert that the lunch has arrived, but not before it arrives.
Okay, so we're thinking about 12:30. So we'll
so you can
keep going. You guys are okay? Keep going, and then we'll take a break at 12:30, and we'll take an hour break.
and coffee and water and stuff just
Okay.
refresh. So
And feel free to get up and and if I skip some slides, it's just because I may have covered them already, or I may cover them, but I just want you to have them so that later on you can go back to them. Okay, so first, remember where we were. We talked about, in general, those 5 speech moves. Then we looked at the different communication styles. Now we're going to look at how different cultures teach us how to gain, how to reach agreements and gain commitments from each other. That's also very culturally shaped. So if you are from independent culture, and the next couple of slides, or actually 5 slides, they're going to be more of, if you are from this culture, here is what you need to know, and then the opposite culture. So if you are independent, obviously these are going to come very easily, they're going to become very obvious to you because you experience these. But like I said, what is different now is you're beginning to see where they came from. Yes may just mean I hear you. True agreements will always be more than a yes. And that's really the key, is that if you come from an independent culture, when someone says yes, they have made an agreement. They just made a commitment. They just made a promise. So that's a promise. Well, that's not a promise when you're dealing with interdependent cultures. That's when there is hierarchy and relationships and discomfort, potentially, because they just don't want to tell you no, they're going to say yes, which means, it means that, listen, this is really what it means. It means, okay, we are I care about this relationship. I care about the fact that this is important to you. So here's what I promise. I promise that I'm going to try to go and make that happen, whatever it is. But there is a social contract underneath it which says that if I fail, you got my back, and you understand that I have given it my best, and you're going to cover me. You're going to give me air cover when that happens. You know what I mean? So there's that yes is always given in the context of the relationships, that we are going to understand, that you're going to understand if I try so hard to try to make it happen, and I can't make it. But the thing that makes it where it's not a yes, it will always be in the message. The person that actually means no, or means I don't know if I can do it or not, but the appropriate thing for me to say right now is yes. They always will give you the breadcrumbs to tell you that yes is very conditional. Okay? That yes is, it means, okay, I'm going to go try, but you understand the rules. So, does it make sense so far? So that's why, it's very seductive to hear a yes. When you hear a yes, especially if you are independent, it's like a yes, it's a promise. Thank you, I'll talk to you later. Wait. There is this other piece that I'm going to say, which is going to actually tell you that I'm not going to be able to deliver it. But you're not going to be listening to that. Because if the person does not mean yes, if they meant no, you're assuming that they are independent, they're going to express themselves, they're going to assert themselves, why would they say no? Like, why would they say yes if they did not commit? You see where the system of thought has shaped how we interpret yes. So, the other person is saying, are you crazy? Me telling you no? What kind of person would I be to tell you no? Obviously, we are in a relationship. Obviously, you are higher up. Are you crazy? Of course I'm going to say yes. What you're asking is unreasonable. What you're asking is unfeasible. You must know that I'm going to try to go and make it happen. But you'll understand when I encounter issues. Plus, I'm going to tell you all what you need to know, and I hope that you will understand, because remember, the responsibility for the meaning is with the listener. Does it make sense, guys? Does it make sense? Any thoughts?
Yes, of course, I was have a slide.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a person that I work with from Egypt.
Yes, interdependent culture, most likely.
Yes.